Good morning guys, welcome back to a brand new video here on Miracle Mountain. It's a beautiful day, as you can see. The sun behind me is shining. It's quite cold because it's really quite breezy today, which is not ideal for what I'm going to be doing, but things have to carry on going. We only have 365 days in a year and I'm not about to waste any of them.
They say that I'm the king of California. They tip their hats and wave, but hey, don't say I didn't warn you. 'Cause with the other hand, they'll clench their fists, and when you turn your back, they'll stab and twist. It's the life that we must live, and we find fortune. There's a pocket watch and a jacket on my shoulders, and I feel this way, time goes by and I keep on getting older. I reach for gold to place my bet, brush past a half-told cigarette. It's a lonely life inside my head, but still I'm hanging on.
So I've just parked up the UTV next to the house because today I'm going to be working on a job that I've been wanting to get done for a long time now, and that is taking down all of the dead trees that sit on the island of our pond. The thing is, every time you look out the window and you walk out the door, you look over at all of these dead trees that were burnt in the fire, and it brings back a lot of bad memories, a lot of trauma. So I want to get rid of them, and now's the right time to do so. So for new viewers, this right here is our pond, and at the moment it's leaking really badly. So it's not filling up as it should. It needs a new clay liner, and that's something I'm going to be getting on with once I have time. It's a massive job because it's a massive pond. Right there, just over, directly over from the pond in the middle, is a huge great island, and that is where I'm going to be cutting down the trees today. And if I walk all the way around, well, I can't walk all the way around because some of it's forest on the edge of the pond, but you can kind of get an understanding of the scale of how big this actually is. And right now I've got some water pumping into the pond down there, so I'm pumping every 24 hours 45,000 litres of water, and I've found where the leak is, I believe, and that is because what I've been doing is moving the pipe all the way around and seeing how the water holds, how quickly it dissipates, and then from that I've kind of worked out that the leak is around the back side of the actual island. So I just viewed back that footage and realised that you can't actually see the scale of the pond whatsoever. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to put the camera on a tripod and I'm going to go down into the pond and show you the scale versus a human being. So I realised that I can't even get the whole pond in one shot, but you kind of get the idea. So this property used to have a caretaker, and what I believe happened is they diverted the water when the property went on sale, because obviously if no one's living here, it's very dangerous to have this amount of water in a pond. Like, it could cause catastrophic damage for anything below it if for some reason the two overflow pipes that we've got blocked. It's best to have someone here at all times when the pond is full and constantly overflowing. And that's the great thing about this pond, is it's fed from our spring water, which is produced right further up at the top of the mountain and flows all the way down through several other ponds which collect the silt and only bring the cleanest possible water in to this huge great pond at the bottom next to the house. But obviously what happened was we had the hottest summer on record. The water was diverted away. Obviously it dried out eventually over about a year and a half while it was on the market, this property. It all dried out. And then we had the hottest summer on record, which basically cracked all of the clay. And then when the fire came through, it burned everything that had grown up inside the pond and caused even more damage to the clay. So basically we need a full new clay liner. So that's a job that is going to be happening, but I'm working on it behind the scenes. My sole purpose in life is to get this pond back to how it once was when it was built. And for the last 20 years, it's been full and it's been thriving. This was full of fish that the previous owners would go out in their boat, they'd go fishing and they'd have a great time. And that is how it's going to be once again. I'm going to bring you along for the journey. If I just go over here, you'll be able to see just there, that overflow pipe. That's obviously the water height level of the pond. So you can see we're about 3 meters too low at the moment, but this is the most beautiful, fresh spring water. Look who's come to say hello. You gonna roly pole? There we go. Bask in the good old sun. Okay, so right here are 2 gates that lead down to the boat launch. That is where you'll launch your boat when you go fishing, which is incredible. I can't wait to do that. And then if I come over here, there is a bridge that leads onto the island. So let's just take a walk over and I'll show you what the plan is today. So we've got this big metal bridge that I'm hoping to paint up really nicely. Everything's growing up really nicely on the island. You can see over here, I need to be careful of this. This is one of the lamps that was on the island that just gives a little bit of light if you're here in the dark, but you can see in the fire, it just completely melted. It's fiberglass, and you can see there, it's split in half. So I need to install a new lamp at some point, but the island is absolutely massive. And these trees that we're looking at right now, unfortunately, are burnt and dead, so they need to come down. So let's see what I can get done. Things are going really smoothly. I've just cut 3 big Douglas fir trees down, really nice diameter. These could be used on the sawmill for timber or for firewood. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just cutting all of the limbs off the main tree, and then I'm gonna cut into big lengths, and I'm gonna get some friends to come over and help me, because it's easier then to lift off the island across the bridge in big lengths than it is to cut into really small lengths. And if I do want to use it on a sawmill in the later date, if I get one, I really do want one. It's just I need to save a lot. We've got the big project of the stone house going on, so I need to be careful with my money, but it would be really useful because I've got a lot of really good dry Douglas fir ready to mill. It would be perfect for building projects around the land.
Thanks to Squarespace, making your own website has never been easier.
We use Squarespace as a space for us to have our social media accounts, blog, shop, and even a newsletter all in one place. Handy features such as a free logo maker, newsletter, and even a commerce section ensures you can have the website you want. Designed with the user in mind, Squarespace has an easy and uncomplicated interface so you can bring your ideas to life.
Their groundbreaking drag and drop editor gives you total control of your website design, and pre-designed structures make your page building a breeze with pre-built layouts.
The templates are customizable. Add and remove any features you want whilst altering the colour, font, layout and more.
Specific purposes such as contact, about, blog, portfolio and more are ready-made and arranged to quickly create professional layouts and showcase your content. So why not build your very own website with Squarespace today by clicking the link in our bio for a 2-week free trial, and we've got a fantastic 10% discount for you to use with the code indieprojects with your first purchase of a website or a domain.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Joy is who you share it with. And the weeks and the weekends are keeping close who you spending with. And in time, what you find is the time is who you spend it with. Joy.
The wind has picked up a lot, and I absolutely loved when all of these trees were alive before the fire, having a mini woodland on the island. The previous owners had chickens and rabbits on here, and they were sheltered from the sun. It was a nice place to sit, but unfortunately that is no longer the case. But what it has done has it's opened up the space a lot, which is really nice, and we can replant some new trees on here. The wind has picked up a lot, as I just mentioned, so I'm not going to cut any more trees down for now until this passes, and just work on what I have down here on the ground.
Put the pickup into drive, chase the dawn, burn the light, let's go. Take the change from our savings jar, grab the Gibson, ditch the phone, let's roll. Maybe where we're going there are no exit signs. Even if the road is all we know, I'll be home to you, home to you. I'll be home to you, home
It's fair to say that I am covered head to toe in soot from obviously the trees that I've been cutting down, but it went so well. I'm going to leave it there for now because there's loads of debris that needs to be carried off the island and sorted. All of the limbs that I cut off the trees, I think I'm going to bring the wood chipper over onto the island and chip all of the limbs and the branches in situ here. There's no point carrying them all off. I might as well bring the chipper to here, but I got so much firewood out of these trees. And over here I've stacked some poles that will be really useful once they're stripped back. Super happy with that morning's work. It's already looking so much more open and nicer that you can't see all of the black dead trees. And right now I'm going to jump in the car and head to the hardware store in the city so I can pick up some OSB for the cabin at the top of the mountain.
It is so nice out here at the moment, not just with the sun, that is obviously wonderful, but I've noticed on more and more trees in the last week, loads of different blossoms have started to pop up, and it's so wonderful to see. Spring really is around the corner now, and I'm going to show you the different trees that are coming back to life. In front of me here is our main cherry orchard with the odd pine tree thrown in, and they have not blossomed yet except for one random one right there. I don't know why that one's suddenly blossomed, but all the others are still in buds, so the cherries aren't going to be for another couple of weeks. It is this orchard that's the mixture of different trees that has really come back to life, and it's so impressive to see because a lot of these are peach. So these pink flowers that you can see are peach trees, and they have really had a war. You can see that there's a lot of dead wood that I've cut off here and there, but then there's a fresh bit that's grown up, and it's just so happy. It's blooming and it's absolutely glorious. This is really tall, but I didn't have it in me to cut it. I just didn't have the heart to do it. But these ones that have managed to cling on to life are so magnificent, so beautiful. I cannot go over how gorgeous the blossom is. And then we've got one over here. I must say as well, all of this debris, I still haven't made piles of it. We need to pile it all up and burn it. But this one is amazing. So the trunk of this tree is dead, but it is clinging onto life and is an amazingly pretty big bush that's attracting loads of bees, butterflies, and has loads of blossom, which hopefully will mean lots of fruit. But I don't know what to do with this. I don't know whether to try and prop it up. Feels kind of harsh to chop down this tree. But what's even more interesting, I think, is ones that I had cut that had the tiniest buds on at the time have produced blossoms as well. And that is a cut piece, so it's very pretty. Peach blossom is honestly gorgeous. And then as we walk further through this orchard, we've got the apple trees here and then one random cherry tree that aren't flowering yet. The buds are there, it's very close. But amongst the apple trees and the cherries, we've got a plum. I didn't get to trimming this one, and it's so tall. It produced loads of plums last year, and it's got the prettiest, most delicate white blossom. And then there's some more apples. These ones have started to come out a bit, which is exciting. All these pruned ones. The cherries will be pruned in the summer because it's not the right time of year. And then further along here, we've got even more plum that is coming up. And it's just really lovely to see all the different colours, especially through the branches that look dead, but they're not, they've got the buds on. It's lovely. This is a plum, another plum, quite a few plums. So beautiful, and the smell is stunning. But it's not just fruit trees that are flowering at the moment. We've got some, and I think that one of them I do not know what species it is, so I'm going to show you, and if you know what it is, please comment, because I would love to know what this one is. And then the other one is a magnolia. So this right here is the bush. It's definitely not a tree, that I do not know what it is. I've seen some people in the local area having them as hedges. This one definitely is not hedge worthy. It's like a crazy shrub bush thing that you can see, but it's really beautiful and the flowers last for absolutely ages. I think it started flowering probably at least a month ago, and it's so wonderful to see this bright pop of pink when you're walking down to the animals. And now, the light is catching in my hair, it looks like a halo. Now I'm heading down to the magnificent magnolia tree. This one is so stunning, and I never really paid any mind to magnolias until I spotted this one last year on the property, and now I see them everywhere and they're just absolutely stunning, and they flower for ages as well. Here she is with what looks like a self-seeded cherry tree in front of her, but oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely the most stunning, and I love seeing all the blossoms. So that is Blossom Watch over and out. I'll keep you updated on the new ones as they come out. As I went past a few of the different varieties of apple, I did notice that some of them are very close to opening, and some of them have actually already got leaves, but no blossom yet. But oh, it's so nice. Everything's getting colour again. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the blossoms as much as I did showing them to you.
I rise before the sun, you're still snoozing.
I've just arrived at Leroy Merlin, which is the closest hardware store to me that sells OSB at a reasonable price. So this is where I've come into the city, and it's funny weather in the mountains. Living in the mountains is so different to where we used to live, because here things change so quickly. This morning was a beautiful day, absolutely stunning, not a cloud in the sky really, and now it's completely greyed over. There was snow on the mountain tops. It is cold, so that is why I'm filming this inside, and I'm gonna scurry out the car and into the shop.
So I snuggle up close and wait for your eyes to open. You turn your head, so then I turn mine. Looks like another day's beginning, where I am yours and you are mine. Oh, you are mine. So I said, can we walk together? Can we stay forever? Can we love one another?
I just arrived back home. I've got the UTV just warming up for a second before I take it all the way up the steep mountain to deliver these OSB boards, which, to be honest, that roof rack is probably slightly overloaded. I think that's the max I can carry at one time.
I've seen the stars on the ocean, and fields of grass beneath the blue. I've heard the songs of summer singing, like a humming hymn of June.
The UTV is an absolute champ and made it up with all 10 boards, so that's good. I'm gonna just dump them down here for tonight. I'm losing light and I'm gonna call it a day, I think, after that. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the video, seeing a little day in the life of what we get up to. Normally quite busy days because we have a lot of projects ongoing, a lot of work to do around the property, but it keeps us busy and I really enjoy it. I can't imagine a better place I'd rather be. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it far and wide. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one.